Hey everyone! So I started working with student reporting labs in high school as a film and journalism student. This year, I've hosted a special digital series called Pass the Ballot. I get to talk to up and coming artists and media creators about how they're using their platforms to talk about the issues that are important to them, like voting. And I can't wait for you to meet our guests. Sierra Riley Wilson is an actress based in Los Angeles. Miles Best lives in Oakland, California, and is the host of KQED's Above the Noise. Tanasi Delos is a co-founder of Civics Unplugged, a nonpartisan organization whose mission is to empower the leaders of Generation Z. And finally, Heaven Taylor Wynn, who is a digital journalist and is currently working at MediaWise. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So, since we're talking about the election and voting, I thought it would be fun to start off with a little game to see how much you guys know about our government. Do any of you guys remember any of your high school civics lessons? Because those are gonna come in handy right about now, okay?
Not it.
So,
Not even a little.
I just graduated from high school and I don't remember.
I'm gonna ask a question and the first person to answer it gets a point. And then the winner of the game gets an SRO hoodie. Ooh. The first question now. What is the supreme law of the land? What is
Constitution.
Okay, 1 point for you. Good. Okay. 1 point for Tanasi. Okay. So, can any of you name one of the branches of government?
Executive.
Legislative.
This year.
Okay. Yeah, you all get a point.
Oh,
Very cool.
Who wrote the Star Spangled Banner?
Oh my god.
If you guys don't know the answer, it's okay. I can give it to you guys. Okay, it's Francis Scott Key. Sound familiar? The winner is Tanasi. So congratulations, you won the sweater. We'll be sending that to you. Now that the game is over, I'm really excited to jump into the real stuff and talk to you guys about what you're here for. Can you describe when you first learned about the concept of voting?
my great-grandparents, their house was actually a polling place. Like the garage was a polling place. So I just remember being like really, really little, like 5 years old. And I was the kid passing out the I voted stickers. So like, that's when I first got introduced to like the actual concept of voting.
My earliest memory that I can remember is being really young and watching Disney Channel, and in between the commercials they had these little campaigns where all the Disney stars were like, go out and vote. Looking back, it probably did make a really big impact just seeing it in the media so young.
What role do politics and elections play in your life growing up?
I didn't really have a strong concept of what it was and what was really happening until maybe like middle school, when I took it upon myself to kind of be a little more engaged or tuned in to things. I really didn't get super engaged until like college, I would say.
This is something my parents do, and it doesn't relate to me or matter to me, but now being 19 years old and a first-time voter this year, I've really learned how truly important it is, and I wish that I was, more involved in the conversation when I was younger, more specifics of the conversation. I think that kids should be involved in the conversation at a very young age.
If someone were to come to you and say, I don't want to vote because I don't think my vote counts, what would you say to them?
Your vote absolutely counts. It is very easy to feel like among the entire population of the US, you're just one tiny voice and it doesn't matter. But, each vote can tip the scale any different way. And it's so important to have a fair election that everyone has their voices heard.
I'm going to be a little radical. I think that, sometimes your vote doesn't matter. The whole point of this country is to build a more perfect union, build towards that perfect democracy, but we don't have one right now. There are millions of people who don't exercise their right to vote. There are hundreds of thousands who can't exercise their right to vote. Voting is not a privilege, it's a right, and it's not given to everybody. Young people this election are going to be forced to put in their first-time vote through the mail, and, through polling, 75% of them don't know how to do that. And we are not, as a country, educating them well enough to do that. So right now, the systems in place suppress the vote. And before we can say everybody's vote truly matters, I think we need to fix the system so that it's a factual statement.
If you want to get people under the age of 18 to understand the importance of like these decisions that are going to impact us for generations, you have to have them understand things that are affecting them daily, which is usually going to be the local things.
Finally, our last question, Heaven, we're going to start off with you for this one. What advice do you have for young people that are going to be voting this year, for the first time this year?
Request a sample ballot, okay? Request a sample ballot so you know what's on that thing before you go to the polls, and then make sure you're registered, all of that good stuff. And be patient with yourself. You know, this is it's a really momentous occasion, I feel like.
My advice for first-time voters is just breathe. I understand that it's scary and it's overwhelming. It is for me, but I used to think that you needed to know everything there possibly is to know about politics and history of every politician ever, but you don't. The most important part is to just start learning and be aware of what's happening in the country.
Look down ballot too. Don't just vote for president. I think that there's, you don't need to be a political nerd to vote. You don't need to be a political nerd like myself to understand the down ballot stuff. Just like look up who's running in your district, look up who's running on your school board, right? Because Joe Biden and Donald Trump, their policies might affect you, but chances are the policies of the people running a little bit lower on that ballot are what's really going to impact your family, your school, and all that stuff. So, it takes 5 minutes, even if it's someone small, like reach out to them, send them an email, ask questions. Don't be scared of politicians. They're there to work for you. So make them work for you, make them answer your questions.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I just think that's, thanks for reaching out, and all this work is always dope. I always love working with, student reporting labs. And
I just want to take a selfie real quick.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
There we go. Thank you.